Hey my nikicharmz, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. So today we are doing this Valentine Galentine heart backdrop, perfect for any occasion. If you want to see how I created this easy balloon garland step by step, which is very beginner friendly, continue to watch. Okay, let's get started. Today I'll be using various shades of pink and red from Qualatex, Tuftex, and Amazon in 11 and 17 inches, which will be linked in the description box below. You'll also need some 260Q balloons to connect the garland. So for this garland, I am just grabbing various colors and sizes to create it, so we won't be color blocking today. This is the perfect way to create a DIY balloon garland if you're using a balloon kit. First things first, you'll need an electric air pump. Now let's prep the balloons. For this garland, I'm just taking different colors and different sizes and blowing them up. So you want to blow it up and release some air from each balloon, as you see me doing. Once we release the air, we crisscross the necks and wrap it around maybe twice and then tie it off. And you've just created a dupe with your two balloons tied together. So you want to continue to blow up different colors and different sizes. Some 17 and 11 inches, some 11 inches together, or some 17 inches together. Just make it different sizes so it's more organic, if that's the look you're going for. Once again, you blow up the balloons. This is the 17 and the 11 inch. Release some air to create the perfect circle. It helps your garland look so much better. Then we crisscross the necks closely together, wrap it around once or twice, and then tie off the balloon. And that's basically it. And you want to continue this process until you have enough balloons to create the desired length you're looking for. So for my backdrop, I did about a 12-foot garland, which I used about 30 dupes, which is 60 balloons altogether. See, it's all different colors and different sizes. Moving on, let's start on our backdrop. We won't be using any stands today. You'll be using your wall. I got these red metallic French curtains that I got from Amazon. That comes 5 in a pack, and yes, we're going to use all 5. The color is so pretty as I unravel it. It's definitely screaming Valentine's Day, but it can be used for any occasion. So this backdrop is very simple. All you do is remove the strip and apply the curtain to the wall. Make sure to hang it at a good length that you have a little extra hanging at the bottom. These curtains are 8 feet tall. And this is just the first layer. Moving on to our second curtain, we just repeating the process. We're going to repeat this process until we have all 4 curtains up, and we'll be doing something a little different for the 5th one. So you just continue to place the curtains on top of each other. See, it's coming together and it looks so much better when it's so full. And I'm so in love with the red. I've done it in so many different colors, but this color is so beautiful. Now for curtain number 5, we're not going to place it on top of each other, but we're going to place it beside it, just to make our backdrop a little wider. So for this curtain, you want to keep it folded. I just peeled off the strip so it does stick together, and I just refolded it. See, it looks good. Now we take some handy dandy clear tape and tape it to the wall. I'm just adding extra tape to make sure that it's secure. Now time for the fun part, which is creating our garland, which is pretty easy. First things first, you'll need some type of string. I'm using 260Q balloons. This is my preference if I'm not tying clusters together. First thing you want to do is stretch out these balloons and then tie them neck to neck. You can tie as many as you want. It depends on the length of your garland. For this garland, I tied about 6 of them together, but I end up only using 4. And this is how it should look. Now let's start our garland. First thing you want to do is grab the end of the 260Q balloon and wrap it around the first pair of dupes and tie it off. This is what starts the garland. Next, you want to take another pair of dupes and place it on top of the previous balloon, but in the opposite direction. Then you want to take your 260Q balloon and wrap it around, pulling firmly to tighten the garland. And when stacking, you want to kind of space out the 17-inch balloons so they're not all clustered together. So maybe a 17-inch balloon after every other 11-inch, if you get what I'm saying. See, it's coming together, and it's just that simple. So just stack, wrap, and pull. You want to continue this process until you get the desired length you're looking for. And this is what it should look like if you're pulling the 260 tight enough. See, we're almost there. Since my garland was getting too long to keep stacking, I decided to end it. So we're going to tie it off by just wrapping the 260 around the balloons multiple times, making sure to pull the 260. As I'm getting ready to hang the garland, I want to tie up the fringes just to get them out the way. So today I'm going to show you multiple ways how to hang a garland on your wall. First method is using masking or painter's tape. And you want to place your tape like this. Once you have the base layer, you want to take a 260 and place tape over it, repeating the same process. Once you tape down all 4 sides, you're able to tie the 260, double knotting it, and it should be secure. You can do a pull test just to make sure. Once it's secure, you should be able to hang your garland. Just taking the 260 and wrapping it around one of the balloons, and then taking the other side and wrapping it around another set of balloons, and it should be connected. My second method is using wall hooks, but when I place my wall hooks down, I use painter's tape underneath so it does not strip your walls. That is essential. So this wall hook was used before, so I'm just placing tape over it just to make sure that it's secure. Once it's in place, you want to add a 260 to the hook and tie it, having 2 loose ends. And you repeat the process of wrapping the 260 around the balloon. This is how it should look. And you want to make sure that you hook it in multiple spots so that the balloon garland doesn't fall. Once it was hooked, I still had extra space, so now I'm creating another smaller garland. Remember, the key to building a garland is stack, wrap, and pull. Well, at least for this method. Now to connect this part of the garland, all I'm doing is going in and tying the necks of the balloons together. If you want to see a detailed tutorial, I'll link it in the description box below. To ensure that my garland doesn't move, I'm adding 1 more wall hook. Once everything was in place, I went ahead and shaped my garland, just turning the balloons in different directions to see how I like the placement of it. Moving on to my foil or mylar balloons. I'm using hearts and kissy lips since it is Valentine's theme. For these, I'm using my manual pump so I have more control of the air going into it. And you want to pump until you see the lines become less visible, but not over inflating that it pops. Oh, how cute. As you can see, I have a big heart. So to add these balloons into the garland, I'm taking a 260, cutting it in half, rolling it down and tying it into the neck. My second method is to use tape, masking tape, painter's tape. I'm using gaff tape and just taking the 260, laying it on top of the balloon, then adding the tape on top of the 260, creating an H or I, and then you want to tie it just like this. Then we add it to our garland by just taking the 260 and wrapping it around the balloon, and it should be secure into the garland. And I'm just placing them in different areas. This is where you put your artistry to the test and place them where you see fit. Last but not least, we couldn't forget our filler balloons, which are just 5-inch balloons. I was iffy about placing them in since it is a more sporadic garland than a color block, but it actually looked good. So for this process, I'm taking my manual pump and I'm adding about a few pumps into each balloon, releasing air, crisscrossing and tying it off, creating dupes. Once I have 2 sets of dupes, I intertwine them, creating a quad, and I continue this process until I had a handful of quads. And to connect these into the garland, I am just taking some rubber bands and wrapping it around the quads. And to add it into the garland, you just want to slide the rubber band on one of the balloons in the garland and place it where you see fit. I believe I added about 7 to 8 filler balloons into my garland. Once I was done, I took a step back to make sure that it's placed in the right spots, and everything was looking good. It's always key to take a step back just to see the whole picture. Now that we're done, we can unravel the fringes, and here's the final results. It's so cute and girly, perfect for any kind of event. This is perfect if you want a quick DIY and don't want to break the bank. This is the option for you. Happy Love Day, guys. I hope this video was very fun and informative, and if so, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification bell as I post weekly. And until next time, be blessed. Mwah!